Well, Zeidon Alkinani is a non-resident fellow at the Arab Center, Washington, D.C. He joins me now from Doha. Thank you so much for your time. I just want to start by getting your analysis of what we've been seeing this evening in Iraq.
Well, it's not the first time the Sadrist stormed the parliament building, and it's certainly not the first time we witness a political movement bypassing governmental security checkpoints towards Iraqi governmental premises in order to send a message. Today's event, of course, cannot be observed without considering the major elements defining the political landscape in Iraq today, particularly the political deadlock that is stopping us from witnessing a governmental formation since October 2021. And of course, the early observations that would naturally emerge towards the protesters from the Sadrist movement storming the parliament and the Green Zone opened the floor for two speculations. One is that the Sadrist movement is declaring its opposition towards the nomination of Mohammed Shia Al-Sudani by the coordination framework parties, which has been tasked to form the government since the Sadrist bloc resigned from parliament. Or the second option might be that the Sadrist movement is orchestrating a power and a rebellious show-off in preparation for its presumed parliamentary opposition role if the coordination framework manages to gain political legitimacy and approvals to the nomination of Al-Sudani. Now, of course, the second speculation seems to be the closest one here, since the Sadrist leader called off the protests and thanked his followers for raising their voice against corruption just 2 hours after he motivated it himself through Twitter. Now, we can't forget that similar attitudes were practiced by supporters of the political parties and armed wings that are affiliated today with the coordination framework forces, yet with slightly more aggression and showcase of armament and warfare preparedness, if you may. And so this could be seen also as an equal payback by the Sadrist leader to showcase the size of his fan base during a time when the coordination framework is expectedly working hard to maintain the legitimacy and a smooth process of nominating a former minister and MP, Mohammed Al-Sudani. But as well, we should not also forget that in his tweet, Muqtada al-Sadr uses the term Thawrat Islah, which in Arabic means a reform revolution. And that is a key phrase utilized by him during the growing emergence of protest movements in Iraq, even way before the recent October 2019 uprising. And that, as previously mentioned, could be an indicator of reviving that political discourse in alignment with his presumed opposition in parliament.
Okay. You sort of outlined two possible eventualities there, that this is either a power show or, declaring its opposition, the Sadrist movement declaring its opposition. Given, obviously, your extensive knowledge of the political situation there, how do you think this is most likely to go?
I don't believe there will be a lead-up of unique events after this. This is definitely something that we must consider to be an elaborated or a part of an expanded political deadlock that has been practiced by the very clear two political rivals, that is the Sadrist movement and the coordination framework. However, from this very act, it seems like that if the coordination framework succeeds in forming a government, whether it be Mohammed Al-Sudani or another candidate, then it is very clear that the Sadrist movement will heavily rely on populist discourse and actions that will cause many obstacles and delays for a future consensus government formed by the coordination framework, and which is also an equal expectation from the coordination framework if had the Sadrist movement or the Sadrist bloc formed the government from the first place.
All right. Thank you so much for breaking it down for us. Zeidon Alkinani there, non-resident fellow at the Arab Center in Washington, D.C.